Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yahuah. Yahuah is our Elohim. Cleanse your mind, body, and soul. When you rid yourself of worldly things, you are denying the weak carnal flesh. And when you walk in the Ruach, you won't fulfill the desires of the flesh. Walk in the Ruach so you won't fulfill the desires of the flesh. So when you let go of these worldly things, you can hear the voice of the Most High more clearly, without all of the distractions and spiritual blindness that comes with unbelief and rebellion and self-seeking ways. Self-seeking ways is turning away from spiritual truths to fulfill the desires of the flesh, of the weak carnal flesh. Self-seeking ways entertains evil spirits, and they want us operating at a low frequency and vibration so that we will be able to operate for Satan's devices, so that these evil spirits and demons can operate through us. So these evil spirits, they operate at low frequencies. So that's why they dumb us down and promote things that are unclean to our mind, body, soul, and spirit. Because you will be operating in a low frequency. So, so they promote those things. And then when we're operating at a low frequency, we'll be operating at the same frequency as the evil spirits. And so when you have a higher frequency, you are operating closer to the light, and they don't want you to be close to the light and close to Yahuah. And you want to be close to the light, where you can see and hear, where these evil spirits do not operate. They operate in darkness and feed off of fear and ignorance, and operating through us when we succumb to the desires of the flesh. And in the dark kingdom, to cause dismay, discord, energy, drain, disasters, to kill, steal, and destroy Yahuwah's kingdom by trying to destroy his people. And so we have a choice daily to choose life or death. And in doing so, the one we choose determines the kingdom we operate in every day. Everything that manifests physically in the natural started in the spiritual. So the battle that we are in daily is a spiritual. So we use spiritual weapons like Yah's words, our mind, thoughts, words, and actions. Words are spirit. Words are spirit and manifest easily into our reality. That's why it is wise to choose wisely which kingdom you belong and are operating in. And it is your choice. And when we choose life, we operate in that realm of the kingdom. So whenever we choose life, our law of attraction, the things that come into our reality is going to be associated with that kingdom of Yahuwah. So we move mountains. When we have faith that's even as small as a grain of mustard seed, we move mountains, and we will inherit Yah's true wisdom, knowledge, understanding, discernment, joy, peace, happiness, and long-suffering, which is needed to perfect you. So we are being transformed in our minds, because the mind is the battlefield, and that is what Satan attacks. So the battle is spiritual, and we use spiritual weapons in the battle, which has to do with our mind, our thoughts, our words, and so on. By choosing life, we are being perfected to be blameless, without spot and blemish, without sin, which is without sin, by a continual renewing of our minds by the washing of the word. So Yahuwah's words, his laws, his precepts, seeking his face and his kingdom is going to wash. It washes us daily. When you choose the kingdom of darkness, you choose death. The work of Hasatan is for you to fulfill the desires of the weak carnal flesh. So he wants you to fulfill the desires of the weak carnal flesh. So when you sow to the kingdom, whatever kingdom you sow to, and you give it energy, you will reap to this kingdom. So we plant seeds and we reap what we sow. So if we sow to the flesh, we reap to the flesh. But when we reap to the seed of the Spirit of Yah, we reap the things of the Spirit of Yah. So we will reap, and he is the only one that can build a foundation. So in the harvest, when the seed matures and grows, you can reap in the harvest what you've sown to, and that determines what you reap in the harvest. So Satan uses evil spirits to tempt you and to provoke a sinful response, especially in times of vulnerability. But when you overcome the world in the dark kingdom, when you don't yield to sin and temptations and abominations, by not turning away from Yahuah, rebelling and from the true kingdom of light and seeking Yahuah's face in kingdom daily, you'll be no longer a slave to sin, because you are no longer feeding your spirit the wrong kinds of food that is not of the kingdom of Yahuah, but was of the kingdom of this pagan Babylonian world indoctrination system. When you are awake, you are doing the things for your mind, body, soul, and spirit that make you have a higher frequency, bringing you closer to the light, where you have eyes to see and ears to hear the things that are of actual truth, instead of believing lies and illusions, deceits and delusions. Eyes and ears are windows to the soul. So the food you feed it is spiritual food. Words are spirit. So the food you feed your soul comes from the types of things that go into your eyes and ears, from what you watch and read, and so on. This goes into your mind, and your mind is a battlefield. So your mind is the battlefield. When you are operating close to Yahuwah's light, you will have a strong spirit for the battle. This is waged against us every day, and operating in Yah's kingdom of light will determine what goes into your mind, thoughts, words, actions, which manifests easily into reality. This is depending on which kingdom you're operating in, which you feed the energy to, will get bigger and bigger until it manifests easily into reality, depending on which kingdom. So, and it will manifest physically. To receive spiritual truths, you have to be humble. So for the seed to fall on good ground, you have to open your mind to be able to embrace the truth and to realize the lies holding you captive in your mind. Then, so for you to, for the seeds of truth to harvest, you first have to open your mind so the seeds will fall on good ground. And in the harvest, when the seeds you sow reap, you would have reaped to the kingdom of Yah, storing up treasures in Shamayim, being Baruch instead of cursed. And so for your spiritual food that goes into your eyes and ears goes into your soul, because eyes and ears are windows to the soul. And so the spiritual food you take into your mind determines and affects your emotions, how you feel. So if you take garbage from the world, you will only be able to give back the garbage the world gave you, because the food you bring into your spirit is not good for your mind, soul, and spirit. What goes into your mind becomes your thoughts, your words, your actions, your reality, your destiny, and it's demons playing with your feelings. But when you feed the soul and the spirit the right things that's of Yah, things that are edifying and higher, and keeping your mind on things that's higher, you have to forsake the world and turn to Yahuwah. This is good for your spiritual food. And this is good for spiritual food. And so, your spirit will be strong. Your spirit will be strong because you are feeding it what it needs, good food. Makes the spirit strong with Yahuwah's wisdom, his knowledge, his discernment, his compassion, and understanding. And then, so you will always have insight into what Satan is doing. When you love, compassion, connection to your soul purpose, genuine kindness, you root out lust, inflations, quantity, comparison, competition, content, experiences, and you call forth peace, tranquility, wisdom, deepness, love, empathy, things that are good for your soul. You are strong in Yah when you conquer the darkness of your soul. And in that case, you feel an all-pervading sense of alienation like the ultimate outsider. But who can be against you when Yahuwah is for you? When you are in the world but not of the world, when you confront the evil most refuse to acknowledge, when you see through the lies and illusion of the world and the leaders of society, when a soul that has survived enormous pain carries empathy, who awakens to the beauty and interconnectedness of life through the pursuit of truth, because their eyes are open to the world that is in need of repair, having an increased ability to feel the emotions of people around them, as if you are made to understand and to love knowledge, wisdom, and truth, and a longing to return to Yahuwah. So, you are what you read, what you watch and listen to, spend time with and engage in, protect and choose wisely what you choose daily to feed your mind. Realize you create in your reality through the energy of your consciousness, through your thoughts, emotions, actions, mind, body, and spirit, because you are far more powerful in Yahuwah than you have been permitted to believe. Whatever is not for your kingdom, break them. Whatever soul ties, oaths from Satan, curses placed over your life, knowingly or unknowingly, and putting away all unclean things, because our life is what our thoughts make it. We need Yahuwah. We can't save ourselves. Yahuwah goes before you. He walks behind you. Be confident He is with you. We just want to come and serve you, Yahuwah, and put Babylon behind us, and stop agreeing to things insulting our souls. So, Baruch Haba Bashem Yahuwah, Hallelujah, Yahuwah. We love you. Shalom.